Good day everyone, I am Jadisli Bantol. Today I will be discussing chapter 17 of the textbook Philippine Tourism Laws by Kabulay. This chapter is entitled Special Topics and it explores modern and non-traditional issues that are becoming increasingly relevant in the tourism industry. As future tourism professionals, understanding how the law intersects with these new challenges is essential for responsible, ethical, and sustainable practice. To add more context, this chapter serves as a reminder that tourism law is not a static, unlike more established fields of law. Tourism must constantly adapt to global trends such as digitalization, climate change, cultural preservation, and labor mobility. These special topics offer legal insights into how tourism has moved beyond simple travel and hospitality. It now touches on sensitive and evolving areas that require critical thought, innovation, and awareness of stakeholders' rights. Throughout this presentation, I will walk you through the core legal considerations, current examples, and future implications of these special topics, showing how each one plays a vital role in the development of Philippine tourism law. Let's begin with a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. This quote resonates deeply in the tourism industry, where we serve people from different backgrounds and culture. However, service in tourism should not only mean hospitality, it must also include respect, responsibility, and legal accountability. Whether we are dealing with environmental issues, indigenous people, or labor rights, our commitment to serve should be grounded in ethics and law. In tourism, service is not just about creating unforgettable experience for tourists, but also about honoring our commitments to the communities and environments we operate in. This quote reminds us that genuine service means placing the welfare of others at the center of our work. It reflects a philosophy that is not only moral but also strategic. When service is rooted in empathy and integrity, it builds trust, encourages return visits, and promotes positive word of mouth. More importantly, the tourism industry thrives when there is peace, justice, and fairness in its operation. And these are ideals that the law helps to protect and enforce. Learning objectives. In this chapter, we aim to achieve three key learning objectives. Understand the legal dimensions of emerging tourism issues. Many legal areas in tourism are expanding due to technology, environmental changes, and cultural concerns. Examine how specific laws address non-traditional tourism sectors. These include laws on online platforms, cruise operators, and intellectual property. Identify the implications of these laws on various stakeholders. This means analyzing how operators, investors, workers, indigenous communities, and tourists are affected by the evolving tourism regulations. Introduction to special topics. What makes these topics special? In tourism law, special topics refer to areas that are either newly emerging, underdeveloped in regulation, or intersect with other disciplines like technology, environmental protection, or cultural preservation. For instance, online booking platforms were a legal concern 2 decades ago. Today, they require consumer protection laws. Similarly, with Similarly, tourism in ancestral domains now demands compliance with indigenous rights legislation. Recognizing these legal frontiers is essential. It helps future tourism professionals like us become better prepared to address complex challenges with legal sensitivity and awareness. and digital platforms. Digital platforms have revolutionized tourism but also created new legal challenges. Online booking systems such as Agoda or Airbnb raise concerns about fraudulent listings, misrepresentation, and lack of accountability. The E-Commerce Act of 2000 RA 8792 provides the legal basis for recognizing online contracts, ensuring electronic signatures are valid, and protecting e-consumers. Additionally, the Data Privacy Act of 2012 protects the personal data of travelers and requires companies to safeguard information. Regulating online intermediaries is essential to protect both tourists and legitimate service providers from fraud and misuse. Sustainable tourism and environmental laws. Sustainability in tourism is now more than just a goal, it's a legal responsibility. Tourism activities can cause overcrowding, pollution, habitat destruction, and degradation of ecosystems. To mitigate these impacts, developers must secure an environmental compliance certificates (ECC) before constructing facilities near sensitive areas like beaches or forests. Carrying capacity limits must be observed to prevent over-tourism as seen in Boracay's rehabilitation. Local government units, LGUs, and resort operators are responsible for waste management, zoning compliance, and environmental restoration. Environmental law compliance is not optional, it's mandatory to ensure long-term viability and community acceptance of tourism operations. Indigenous communities and cultural sites. Tourism in cultural or ancestral areas must comply with the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act, IPRA Law or RA 8371. One major legal requirement is the free and prior informed consent. Indigenous communities must be fully informed and voluntarily agree before any tourism activity can take place on their land. This protects their right to self-determination, culture, and livelihood. Tourism operators must engage ethically and avoid exploiting local culture for profit. Balancing cultural preservation with tourism access is a delicate task that requires both legal compliance and moral responsibility. Cruise tourism and maritime regulations. Cruise tourism involves not only hospitality but also maritime law, customs, and immigration regulations. Vessels entering Philippine ports must comply with the Bureau of Customs, Bureau of Immigration, and Philippine Coast Guard protocols. Passenger safety is governed by both international maritime laws and local safety codes. There's also the issue of jurisdiction at sea. When crimes or accidents occur on board, whose laws apply? Often, it's the flag state of the ship. Unless the vessel is in Philippine waters, cruise tourism showcases the intersection of tourism, international law, and maritime regulation, all of which require thorough understanding. In disaster-prone or conflict areas, the Philippines is vulnerable to natural disasters like typhoons, earthquakes, and volcanic eruption, and some areas are also affected by conflict. Tourism in these regions must be regulated carefully. The government has the authority to temporarily close tourist sites like what happened during the Boracay rehabilitation in 2018 due to environmental violations. Protocol exists for disaster preparedness and evacuation, especially in hotels and resorts. Laws also empower LGUs and national agencies to suspend or cancel tourism operations if safety is compromised. These laws aim to protect both tourists and local economies from long-term damage. Labor and employment in tourism. The Department of Labor and Employment duly regulates working conditions in hotels, restaurants, and tours. Labor laws covers minimum wage, working hours, and benefits. Special protection for women and youth workers. Tourism businesses must follow these laws to avoid penalties and to promote worker welfare and dignity. Investment incentives for tourism enterprises. To attract investors, the Tourism Infrastructure and Enterprise Zone Authority TIEZA offers benefits like tax, holidays, custom duty exemptions for these locators. However, investors must meet development targets and pass periodic compliance checks to retain these privileges. Intellectual property in tourism. Tourism often use logos, cultural symbols, and branding, all protected under intellectual property law. Local communities and artists must be accredited and compensated. IP protection ensures that tourism development doesn't exploit heritage and creative content unfairly. Summary and key takeaways. To summarize, special legal topics reflect the dynamic realities in tourism. Laws must continuously evolve to ensure ethical, safe, and sustainable tourism growth. Stakeholders including tourists, businesses, and governments must understand and uphold these legal duties. Conclusion. In conclusion, tourism law is a living and evolving field. It responds to changes in society, technology, environment, and culture. Being legally informed helps us build a responsible and resilient tourism industry. Let us always uphold the law and ethical principles for the benefits of communities, the environment, and the future of Philippine tourism.